Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today in this video I'm going to talk about things which you need to consider if you want to work with influencers and you want them to promote your products and your services. So what is influencer marketing and who is the influencer? Influencer is the person who has a significant amount of followers. It's usually from 20,000, 50,000 followers and more. It's already considered an influencer. Why this person is called influencer? It comes from the verb to influence somebody, meaning that this person can influence other people's behavior. This person can influence the consumer's behavior. This person can influence what other people buy, what products and what services they use. So it's been very common for lots of brands and services companies who want to work with the influencers and who want them to promote their products, because influencer marketing has been one of the most successful ways to advertise and promote your products. So basically the influencer can help you to get more sales, can help your brand and your company or your service to actually gain more traffic and generate more website visits. Let's firstly talk about my experience. I have been a blogger and influencer for the last 5 years. So I've had my Instagram page for the last 5 years and I have worked with lots of different brands, companies. I have advertised different services and I also have worked with other bloggers and influencers. From my experience working with influencers and working with bloggers, I came up with a strategy. I currently have an assistant who does that, but I came up with a strategy which works. It can definitely help you not to just waste your money, because lots of people, they just want to, oh, okay, I'm taking this influencer, I'm going to pay this influencer, perfect, I'm going to get sales. No, it doesn't work like that. Sorry to disappoint you. You have to consider lots of different things, and I would say you have to consider lots of details and small things before you actually start working with the influencer and before you actually pay this influencer to advertise your service or to advertise your product. So let's start with the first thing which you have to do when you're just starting working with influencer. When you choose an influencer or blogger and you want this person to promote your product, first of all, you have to define and you have to understand, is it your target audience? Is this person's blog is within your niche or not? For a beauty brand, right? And you're just like randomly taking one of the influencers who has 100,000 followers and like, yeah, it has like 100,000 followers on Instagram and I'm going to advertise my beauty product. But this person that talks about cars, maybe it's the guy who talks about cars and it's not your target audience and that's not what you really need. And probably this ad is going to fail because it's not your target audience. Always before you actually start choosing the influencer with whom you want to work, please choose the influencer within your niche and influencer with your target audience. That's the first thing which you need to consider. The second thing, okay, you choose, let's say 10 influencers you want to work with, they're within your niche, with your target audience, everything is good. And the second thing which you have to double check is you go to their page, to their social media page, let's say it's Facebook or Instagram, and you need to check and calculate their engagement rate. So what is the engagement rate? Engagement rate tells you and helps you to understand how many interactions this social media account gets. So you want to know, are people engaging in the content? And it's very important because if the content is not engaging and the engagement rate is very low, there is a high chance that this ad and this promotion is not going to be successful. Sometimes even a blogger and influencer might have like, let's say 100,000 followers, but the engagement rate may be very low. And on the opposite side, let's take the blogger with 20,000 followers and an engagement rate might be, I don't know, 3 or 5 times higher. Meaning that you're going to benefit more if you buy and you get an ad from the person who has 20,000 followers with a high engagement rate rather than 100 followers with a low engagement rate. That's an important thing. Number of followers doesn't mean this page and this influencer has a good engagement rate, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get more sales. Number of followers, it's not equal to the number of sales, and it doesn't go proportionally up when the number of followers goes up and number of sales goes up. No. So how do we calculate the engagement rate? So basically the engagement rate is that you have to take the number of likes and comments. So you sum up number of likes of one post, or you can take the average, right? You can calculate for the last 5 posts of this person. So you take the last 5 posts and you calculate the engagement rate of each, and you just come up with an average. So let's say we're taking one post and this post has 1,000 likes. I know that on Instagram, when you use your phone, you cannot actually see the number of likes. But if you go to Instagram from your desktop, you can actually see the number of likes. So you sum up the number of likes and comments. You divide this number by the number of followers this page has. Then you multiply this number by 100, and that's your engagement rate. So that's a very important thing to do. I recommend and I highly encourage you to do that. Please do that. Calculate the engagement rate of every blogger you're planning to work with. I want to talk about comments. There is such a thing that lots of bloggers and influencers, they get together, they have their chat groups, like messengers, and what they do that they tend to comment each other. And from post to post, you're going to see similar people with similar comments, and it's not good because engagement rate and these comments are a bit fake. Please always double check the comments. Is there any bots? Like, I don't know, get 1,000 followers, DM us for collab or something like that. Open the comment section and actually scroll a little bit and see if those are real people. The thing number 3, we choose the bloggers within our niche, we check the engagement rate, and now what we're going to do, we're going to contact our influencer and blogger. Lots of influencers and bloggers, they don't really respond to promotional campaigns using their DM messages. Majority of them, they have the email in their Instagram bio, for example. Try always email them saying about your brand, what you're doing, that you want to work with this influencer, what this person has to promote, what kind of product, what kind of service. So you just provide them with a brief information about you, plus you say how you love the content of this influencer. This influencer is amazing and you love what they do. A little bit about them as well. And you ask them if they can provide you with the media kit. What is media kit? Media kit is the kind of a file, and in this file you're going to find the statistics of this blogger and influencer. Maybe they have collaborated or worked with another brands and companies or services before. Lots of information about audience, price list, how much it's actually you have to pay for one post, or how much is the stories, Instagram stories series. Instagram stories series is usually 4 or 5 stories, or maybe they only do like 1 to 2 stories. So you're going to find all the details and you're going to find all statistics about this blog, about this influencer. You have to ask for this media kit. And if you receive the media kit from the blog influencer and you see there's no statistics, sometimes it happens. Send the next email and ask, could you please provide me with the recent statistics from your Instagram stories and your Instagram posts. And another thing which you need to consider is that when you ask for statistics on Instagram, there are 2 different things. There is reach and there's impressions. And some people, they don't understand what's the difference between reach and impression. I'm going to quickly explain you what it means. Let's start with impressions. Usually for impressions, you're going to have a way higher number than for reach, because impressions is how many times your content was viewed. And one person might view your content 10 times or 15 times or 5 times. And all these 5 and 15 times are going to count, and they are going to go towards the impressions. And let's say one person viewed 15 times, another person viewed it once, so in total 16, and the third person viewed it 5 times, so 21. So you're going to have, your impressions are going to be 21 only from the 3 people. And your reach, it's actually the real number of how many people you reached, so how many people watched your content. So those 3 people are going to be your reach, and 21, because they watched 21 times, they checked their content 21 times, it's going to be your impressions. And sometimes the influencers and bloggers are trying to trick you, especially if you're new to this industry, they're trying to trick you and they're going to send you the impressions instead of reach, which is not accurate because you're looking for reach, not for impressions. Also pay attention to this. The next thing, okay, you double checked everything. The influencer's media kit, everything looks fine, everything is perfect. Now you have to set up the date, right? When this is going to happen. And you have to write this script. I would say it's kind of a script. You have to write all details for this person. What this person is going to say, what ad creative this person is going to use, how many tags this person is going to do for your brand, for your Instagram page. You have to write what this person says, even because sometimes when you pay, I don't know, $5,000 or $30,000, you have to write all details this person is going to say their followers about your brand. Ask them to double check with you. You can say, okay, can you please record your Instagram story series? It's 4 series, and can you please send them to us, those 4 videos, so we can double check if everything is good and you can post them. Or maybe if this person takes a picture for your Instagram post and you also check the image, if the image is good, if your product is shown on the image, you read the text, you read the handle, if everything is okay, there are no mistakes. And I would say the last thing is that sometimes it's not realistic that it's going to happen. It depends on an influencer, it depends on a blogger. When you start working with an influencer, you can write it in the contract that after the promotional period, they have to send the statistics back to you. How was it made? It's going to help you to analyze the way maybe you use like one ad creative and with another influencer you used another ad creative and you want to compare which ad creative was better and performed better. Not a lot of bloggers, influencers, they do that. Usually, I would say it's like 50-50. Some of them, they disappear. They are not responding to any of your messages, they just disappear. And some of them will actually send it to you. I recommend to say it in advance that they have to do it. So those were the things which are very important to consider if you want to work with influencers. Maybe you have never worked with influencer before and you don't know how it works. One of the most important things which I want to highlight from this video is that number of followers doesn't mean that this person has a good engagement, and it doesn't mean that this person is going to bring you lots of sales. Sometimes it means that the blogger and influencer with 20,000 followers can bring you way more sales than a blogger with 100,000 followers. And there are reasons for this, which I already mentioned in this video. So yeah, those things you need to consider if you're planning to work with influencers and bloggers and you want to promote your products. If you have ever worked with influencers and you want to share your experience, please write it below. Or if you have any questions, also you can ask me and I will be ready to respond to any of your questions. Thank you again for watching and I see you next week. Bye bye.